As many people are struggling with increasing gas prices, Governor Newsom is calling for what he calls a windfall tax on oil companies.
Windfall tax is essentially if a company earns too much profits, a windfall above and beyond what they normally would, then you get taxed on anything in excess of what the government would expect you to be earning.
Associate Professor of Economics at Cal State Bakersfield, Richard Gearhart, also acknowledges that higher gas prices are having an impact on families financially.
The difference between $5 a gallon and $6.50 a gallon is about $100 a week, which is a considerable amount of money for the average American family. It's about $4,800 a year.
Governor Newsom believes oil companies need to give back the excessive profits they are making off of consumers.
And oil companies, they provide no explanation. The fact is, they're ripping you off. Their record profits are coming at your expense. And that's why today I'm calling for a windfall tax to ensure these profits go directly back to help millions of Californians who are paying for this oil company extortion.
Kern County residents have noticed the rapid increase on gas prices as of late.
Now it's crazy. It's insane how high the gas prices went. I mean, they were down for a little bit. Everybody was loving it. Now it's back up. It's hurting all of us.
Andreas Gomez supports the proposed windfall tax on oil companies, and he hopes that the gas crisis gets figured out.
It's not fair. So I think, yeah, they should get taxed. And I think it's something that everybody should come to and, figure out, a way to work together.
Gearhart, however, proposes an alternative solution.
We could increase domestic oil production. That's not quick. That would take some time, but that would probably help alleviate it.
The legislative session does not resume until December, which means the governor would have to call a special session in order for the proposed windfall tax to be implemented. In Bakersfield, Henry Flores, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
James, thanks so much for being here today. Really appreciate it. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on behind us. I know that we've got the food bank expansion project. Can you give us an update?
Yeah, so we've just gone vertical with the steel here. This is a 40,000 square foot expansion to our 20,000 square foot food bank, and it's going to drastically increase our capacity to bring food to people who are experiencing hunger in Kern County.
Is it interesting to see not only the structure but your vision kind of come to life?
It is. I mean, we've imagined the impact. We've imagined what we can do with this facility. Now we're beginning to see it.
Can you talk a little bit about when you hope to see this finished?
Sure, and we're expecting this to probably be finished around the end of March in 2023. So we're super excited about that. We're super excited to bring the capacity online and bring all of our operations together into one place. We're currently kind of in a couple of other warehouses, so this will be a fantastic expansion for us.
And can we talk quickly about what this new facility will hold as far as
Sure.
specifics?
So this will expand our capacity to store food. We will have additional refrigeration and freezer units. We will have 5 loading docks to help us quickly get food from the facility into trucks and out to the people who need it. And we will have a clean sorting room so that we can sort produce and other items cleanly into packages so that the people can just come to one of our partners or come to our distribution and have that food in their hand immediately.
Thank you so much, James, for
You
your
got
time.
it.
I know you're a very busy man. We'll let you get back to it.
Not a problem. My pleasure.
We also want you to notice just how upright this person's posture is.
Dressed in all black, police say the potential Stockton serial killer walks tall with his hands in his pocket and mask covering his face.
And when you all see the video, I want you to pay close attention to the uneven stride that this person has.
Police have finally identified this man as the person connected to 7 serial killings. The suspect has a pattern. All 7 victims were alone and ambushed in the dark, but one of the killer's victims survived, identifying this man as being 5'10" to 6 feet in height and thin. Tuesday's press conference revealed the suspect's killing spree timeline. There were only 6 days between his first and second attack. He didn't strike again for 448 days. Then the crimes became more frequent. Between the third and fourth crime, 34 days. The fourth and fifth, 19 days. The fifth and sixth, 22 days. And finally, only 6 days between his 6th and 7th kill.
There's been so many killings around Stockton.
Kathy is the big sister of Lorenzo Lopez, who was killed on Porter Avenue. When you watch this man dressed in head-to-toe black, even just for a few seconds, what goes through your mind?
Anger. Just a fear that my brother must have had during that moment.
Kathy, who's not comfortable showing her face on camera, feels bonded to the other family members who've lost loved ones, and for her, are complete strangers.
We know exactly what you're going through right now, and we have to stay strong.
Stockton Mayor Kevin Lincoln spoke out for the first time Tuesday, calling on the community to help.
You're empowered right now to submit information that you may know that leads to the arrest of an individual or individuals that are responsible for these murders.
1 week after Hurricane Ian ripped through southwest Florida, President Biden touring the devastation, getting a first-hand look at the path of destruction left behind, and meeting with people who have been affected.
It's going to take a lot of time, not weeks or months. It's going to take years for everything to get squared away. And we're not leaving. We're not leaving until this gets done.
The president announcing the federal government will now cover emergency response costs for 2 months instead of 30 days as originally planned.
Yesterday, Lee County alone, the search and rescue teams examined 24,000 structures just in this county, making sure we're accounting for everyone who still may be trapped.
Federal search and rescue teams already rescuing more than 3,800 people and 200 pets. FEMA has over 4 million meals and 10 million bottles of water ready to go. The National Guard also providing supplies. So many relying on temporary shelters to house their families, thousands picking up basic essentials like food and water to get by every day.
We're without AC, no lights, no nothing. Basically, we have to find ways to cook. Some of us are burning wood. I mean, life is hard. And all we can do is just get back up and try to make the best of it.
Governor Ron DeSantis briefing the president on recovery efforts and what's needed the most.
You know, these storms come, they're on the horizon. You kind of project, hey, it could be really bad. Oftentimes it doesn't necessarily get to that level. Well, this was the full Monty. So I'm just thankful that everyone's banded together. We've got a lot of work to do here.
And a sign of progress on hard-hit Pine Island, a temporary bridge opening to the public today to help with recovery efforts after their causeway was destroyed in the hurricane, cutting them off from the mainland. Rena Roy, ABC News, Fort Myers, Florida.
In a major advance, Ukrainian troops have pushed into the southern Kherson region another 20 miles, according to Russian military bloggers. It comes a day after Ukrainian troops forced the Russian military's front line there to collapse.
This war has entered in a new phase.
Ukrainian soldiers celebrating the liberation of towns and villages along the way, tearing down Russian flags, some using them to wipe their feet. The governor of Kherson telling ABC News Ukrainian troops are less than 35 miles from the regional capital. Military experts saying taking that city would deal a huge blow to Russian President Vladimir Putin's entire military operation. Despite that, today, Putin signed laws finalizing the annexations of 4 Ukrainian regions into Russia, a move rejected by the United States and Ukraine and in defiance of international law. In Luhansk, the governor posting on social media that the deoccupation of the area from the Russian army has started, saying several settlements there have already been recaptured. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky vowing to present a draft resolution to the United Nations forcing Putin to pay reparations for the war.
Усі злочини російських окупантів на українській землі.
It's only a matter of time, he says, before we oust the occupier from all our land. The U.S. is pledging another $625 million in military assistance, including 4 HIMARS rocket systems and howitzer artillery launchers, which have proven highly effective on the battlefield against the Russians. Meanwhile, Russia met with OPEC leaders Wednesday, agreeing to cut 2 million barrels a day in oil production to raise prices, benefiting Russia while hurting the U.S. and Western nations. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.